Matthew 12:46. While he yet talked to the people, Mark 3:31. There came then his brethren and his mother. While he had talked to his people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood outside. So I think I can put both. While he had talked to the people, behold, there came then from Mark, and then from both his mother and his brethren. So starting with Matthew, while he talked to the people, behold, before his, behold, now from Mark, there came then his brethren and his mother. Matthew, however, says his mother and his brethren. I want to start with his mother because his mother is well known already, Mary. His brethren, not mentioned up until this point, so I'm going to put the mother first. His is in italics in Matthew. His is not in italics in Mark, so I'll actually leave that from Mark. His mother is from both. I could put the and from after his brethren as the one that comes after his mother from Matthew. Yeah, I'll do that. So mother and his brethren from both. His mother and his brethren. Mark continues, and standing outside sent to him. Matthew says, stood outside, desiring to speak with him. I can't put stood because I'm using from Mark, there came then his mother and his brethren. So I would have to say also from Mark, and standing outside. It wouldn't make sense to say, while he had talked to the people, behold, there came then his mother and his brethren stood. I could put and stood. They came and stood. Or they came and standing. But there's also sent to him. Could I say, stood outside, sent to him, desiring to speak with him, calling him? Mark says both sent to him and then also calling him. That's the same thing. They sent to him, calling him. That's really annoying. Standing outside, sent to him, calling him. Gosh. Okay. Matthew says, stood outside, desiring to speak with him. Well, sent to him and calling him are equivalent, but they're both from Mark. Desiring to speak with him is not quite the same as calling to him or sent to him. Because desiring, that's their attitude. But whether they sent or called, that's something they're doing. I don't want to put all three. That'd be really annoying. I don't want to put both of what Mark says. Sent to him, calling him. I'm going to see if I can replace one of those with desiring to speak with him. Standing outside, desiring to speak with him, calling him. I think I can put desiring to speak with him. No, because I have to put stood outside after that, not standing outside. They came desiring to speak with him and stood outside, sent to him. That would be the best. But I'd have to switch standing outside, which could come after sent him, calling him, with the word stood outside. But that comes before desiring to speak with him in Matthew. I think because the words from Mark are here that I'm going to put them. There came then his mother and his brethren. I'm going to put why they came, which is written in Matthew, desiring to speak with him. And I'm going to put that next. I'm either just going to hold off on stood outside or move it to after desiring to speak. I think I'm going to move it to after. It fits so much better with these phrases from Mark. They came. Now from Matthew only, desiring to speak with him. They came desiring to speak with him, and standing outside sent to him, calling him. I don't like that there's both sent to him and calling him, but they're both from Mark, so I might have to keep them both. However, standing outside, it kind of ignores the fact that they then came. Even though it's written like that, still in Mark, they came and standing outside. It would make more sense to say they came and stood outside. Stood is a better word in this situation. So I'm going to go with that. Even though it's before, in desiring to speak with him, I'm going according to the order, mostly from Mark, except for who's mentioned. I'm putting mother and brethren from Matthew. But then following still with Mark in that order of the verse, standing outside sent him, calling him, except I'm then exchanging standing with stood because it makes more sense. So it's a little bit of reorganizing, but it's mostly in the order of Mark. And I'm just using the words from Matthew, even though they're from both. This word is from Matthew only. A lot of order, but following in the pattern of Mark. Stood and then outside is both. I already used desiring to speak with him, so now all that's left is sent to him, calling him. It's really annoying, but whatever, I'll just keep it. Sent to him, calling him. Luke then says, then came to him his mother and his brethren. While he had talked to the people, there came then his mother and his brethren. Then came to him. There came to him. Well, I could add to him, but him is mentioned like 10 times throughout these verses, so I'm not going to add that. I could say, then while he had talked to people. But while he had talked to the people is clear. I don't have to say then. There came then. Okay, so the first then in Luke can be both Mark and Luke, which would be dark yellow. Then came. So came is before then in Mark. Maybe I should change this order. I have it right now according to Mark. Behold, there came then his mother and his brethren. I could change that to, behold, then came his mother and his brethren. Or I could say, behold, there then came his mother and his brethren. While he had talked to the people, behold, then his mother. Behold, there came. No, behold, there came. Makes sense. Behold, there came then his mother. Yeah, so I'll just keep it according to Mark. These words are in both. To him. To him is twice in these verses. I'm actually going to skip that. I'm just going to keep it out because to him is mentioned so many times. His mother, the his is in italics, so I'll just leave his from Mark. Mother and his brethren are all there. Mother and his brethren. So that's not just Matthew and Mark. It's all three. It goes on saying, and could not come to him for the press. Yeah, that would explain why they're standing outside. His words from Luke, could not come to him for the press. While he had talked to the people, behold, there came then his mother and his brethren, desiring to speak with him, and could not come to him for the press. Stood outside, sent to him, calling him. Actually, standing outside, sent and calling, that does fit better instead of and stood outside. I think because I have to throw in here that phrase, desiring to speak with him, from Matthew, it makes stood outside not work. Because stood outside, that works from before the sentence, desiring to speak with him. They stood out there desiring to speak with him, but if it comes after, they're desiring to speak with him, stood outside. It doesn't work after there came then his mother and his brethren desiring to speak with him and stood outside. So I'm going to continue on with Mark, standing outside. While he had talked to the people, behold, there came then his mother and his brethren desiring to speak with him, and could not come to him for the press, and standing outside, sent to him, calling him. Yeah, that works better.